I feel a change coming on. The last part of the day.
I have a background in architecture and urban planning.
Really?
So for me, this is like a dream come true. You know, I've known about hemp for 30 years or whatever it's been, and it's something that I've always wanted to do something with. So now that we can, and now that you have, now that we have a community, all of us together, now that all of us are here, we can do these things. Building of the program, which will allow us to plant hemp and do testing for cleaning soil, water, and air. So we'll be the first state in over 55 years to be allowed to grow hemp without DEA involvement. We are all changing the world. We have already, but we are in the process. We're in the process of changing this culture. Not necessarily tearing anything down, but evolving it into that next community place where we need to be. We've been so divided for so long that a lot of us really are yearning for that connection. And that's for hands-on building, it's for taking care of our kids, teaching our kids, taking care of our elderly, our sick, our dying, bringing that back together instead of sticking them here and compartmentalizing everything. When I was prosecuted, this support system didn't exist.
Really?
I mean, we had 12 people come to my trial, maybe, something like that.
Wow.
And it was 4 days long. We didn't have all the media. We as citizens of the United States have a responsibility, not just to vote, but our duty is to participate in our government, I believe, every day. I hear a lot of people say, well, you know, I don't need to do this for whatever reason. I'm busy, I have too much work, whatever. But on the other hand, they say, I don't like what's going on, this is terrible, these politicians are awful, blah, blah, blah. Well, what I see there, honestly, is we are not recognizing our responsibility and holding these people accountable. We're doing it here. Everybody was right in the 60s, if you will, and 70s. And I don't mean everybody, but the movement was right. But it was too early for the rest of the culture. And I think it's taken this many years and another generation to really start to grasp what was being expressed in the 60s and early 70s.
It was being attempted, yeah. Social revolution, basically. Cultural revolution, yeah.
I keep thinking of a poster that I used to have on my wall. And it was a big crowd of people, cartoon characters, standing together. They all had a thought bubble over their head that said, I'm only one person, what can I do? But every one of us is thinking that. So as soon as we say these things, we see these things. Oh, you're thinking that too. Well, let's go out and protest, or let's go out and advocate for patients. Or let's go out and learn more about the science behind cannabis. So it's exciting because it's encouraging to see what's happening. But at the same time, it gets a little frustrating. It's frustrating for me, honestly, now. I'm happy that we have all this here, but now I see also that we live in the same country as 49 other states. Even though a lot of those are legal for medical marijuana, the patients still don't have access. And so we see people from all over the country coming here to Colorado, establishing residency because of cannabis. And so it's frustrating because, we all do. We all know somebody around the country. My stepmom lives in New York and she has cancer, but I can't get cannabis oil treatment. Right? And that's the real battle. We live in a country that's so divided, and over things that are about our health, which is wrong. So we've seen that with racism, with treating second-class citizens as disabled people, women's rights. You can go down that list.
Gay and lesbian rights now, getting big.
So honestly, what's happening here is we've been given all these tools from all these movements, and we have now been empowered to take those tools that we've learned from and move forward.
A nice confluence. It's been a nice confluence of events, and a lot of history to draw on and a lot of experience to draw on. Yeah.
Now we're seeing people sucked into the drug war, like Elisa or myself or Bob, who are not the typical person that we would have thought were part of the drug war. We're starting to realize that it's affecting every single one of us.
I feel a change coming on, and the first part of the day is already